Okay, there we go. All right, so we're on. What's today? Today is Wednesday the 14th. Oh, all right. So we're on episode 10 of Canon Culture. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? How you doing? Your boy Jay is back again with another episode of Canon Culture, the show where we try to move forward the actual canon. And in case you didn't know what that word means, it's basically like main storyline. The storyline of the entertainment industry, okay? So, today's episode is brought to you by absolutely nobody because we don't have any sponsors for today's episode. What's going on, guys? As you guys are coming into the stream, welcome, welcome. How you guys doing? How you guys doing? Let me see some what's ups in the chat. How you guys doing? What's up, Aman? How you doing, my boy? My boy Dom. What's up, man? What's going on? Anyway, all the pleasantries out of the way. How you doing, guys? So we're back with another episode. On today's episode, we're going to be talking a little bit about getting some achievements done while having some really negative family members. Now, this is one that I've gotten a few times that I was supposed to do last week, but I ran into some things, and then last week we were on hiatus. So this week, you know, we're kind of getting into it. We're going to do a little bit of a change. In case you guys haven't noticed, I used to do Monday through Friday for the show, but it kind of doesn't necessarily work. And then so we moved the show to Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So if you guys are not aware, Canon Culture is 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. There currently is not an audio version until we can get a few more like super chat donations a month or Patreon patrons per month. So let me see. Yo, Jay, please talk about the Black Panther soundtrack. I got you. I've been listening to it non-stop. Okay. My favorite is 10. 10. So that's X. That's a dope song. Are you on 10 yet? Anyway, so let's go ahead and jump into it. Are there anything else, any other plugs or anything? Nah, I'll do it at the end of the show. Fuck it. This show's not very formal anyway. So today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a very quick show. We're going to have it quick to the point because I'm already running late and I'm running behind and I have to go to rehearsals at 5 and it takes about an hour and a half to get there. So not including traffic. So let's jump right into it. Today, we are talking about some negative family members that you guys may or may not have. I know for a couple of my buddies in my Discord and in several other Discords, they have a particular situation where the people around them are not exactly the most supportive people in the world. And I know that is always more difficult to deal with than actually like just achieving your dreams on your own. So coming from somebody who also lives in a very negative space, a very negative particular situation, I'd have to say when you guys are dealing with parents, when you guys are dealing with family members, when even friends, and I talked about this on last week's show about friends that you need to keep and friends that you need to you know, reap, essentially, get them the fuck out of there. It's essentially the same thing with family members. It really is, because if you're somebody who wants to be a YouTuber, or wants to be an actor, wants to be a movie producer, music producer, or whatever the case may be, you want to be a firefighter, and your parents are just like, that's not a very good job, because even though it is, there's always going to be people around you that are either intentionally or unintentionally holding you back. And I say that because I've dealt with it. I'm currently dealing with it. My living situation. Sometimes it's even just not even direct contact with people. Sometimes it's just the vibes that people give off. And let me tell you, there is no harder set of people to escape than your family. Okay, your friends are one thing. Your friends, you can literally just tell them to fuck off, be really mean to them a couple of times, and they won't come back. Okay, that's if you don't want those friends. Otherwise, you know, you talk to them and you tell them what's up. But essentially what you do, and this is by far easier said than done, is when you're somebody in between the ages of 14 and 18 and you're kind of set on like, okay, I think I might want to do this thing, I think I might want to try this, or you're not really sure what it is that you want to do and you really want to experiment and figure it out, And a lot of the times your parents are like, you have to go to college. You have to do this. You have to do that. Let me tell you guys, and this is hard for me to say, you gotta just either, there's two ways you can handle it. You can either say fuck it and go along with it and just go along with it until you can figure out a way to break away and do your own thing, or you simply let your parents know. And this is once again, this is harder said, this is easier said than done. It's a pretty difficult task. It took me a long time to tell my dad to his face, okay? You let them know that's not the path that I want to do. That's not the thing that I think I want to do. That's not something I would like to try right now. And the reason why you say it the way that I'm presenting it is because you want to diffuse any type of situation with your parents, okay? A lot of parents are really going to be combative, and they're going to argue with you about stuff, about what they want you to do. They're going to try to put their ambitions and all the things that they couldn't accomplish on your back. And let me tell you, that shit is not fun at all in any way, shape, or form, okay? They will try and get you to do just put this huge burden that the rest of the family couldn't do. Now, I have some friends that just recently graduated college, okay? And they're just so ecstatic about joining the workforce and really just trying to go out there and achieve their dreams and blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, their parents are even more excited than they are because this is only, if not the first, possibly the second generation of, like, you know, kids or whatever to go to college. So that whole college thing, and I'm speaking on college specifically because that's usually what parents go for. They're like, go to college so you can get a good job. First of all, mom and dad, it's not guaranteed that I'm going to get into the college that I want, number one. It's also not guaranteed that I'm going to get the job that I want. It's also not guaranteed that I'm going to have a job at all when I get out of college. Okay, college doesn't do anything but guarantee you that you are going to have debt. That is it. I mean, unless your parents pay the full ride, if they do that and they're just literally just putting you in school and you don't have to pay a dime, nothing is on your credit, you're good, like, then dope, go for it. Fuck it. That's a free education, my boys. That's a free education, okay? Just be careful about flunking because then they might, like, I don't know, they'll try to pull your card on some shit. Because my dad, he kind of, when I got out of high school, I wasn't looking for very many options as far as where I wanted to go to school, what I wanted to do and stuff like that. All of my friends were kind of like, they knew where they were going. Yeah, I'm gonna go to SMC until I can go to Cal State Northridge, and then after that I'm gonna transfer to this school, and then I'm gonna do 4 years at community college, and then get this degree, and then get this degree, and then dip out, and then go into this. Some of my other friends were like, okay, I'm gonna not go to college. I'm just gonna figure it out. Some of my other friends were just like, I'm gonna go to a trade school and figure that out. And then some of my other friends were like, I ain't shit, I'm going into the military. Which, by the way, if you feel like your life is a piece of shit, I don't think the military is the best place for you, because that's just, we should have people who want, like, in the military, we should have people who want to serve this country, not feeling like they have to because they have no other options. I mean, that really is just bad for morale, honestly. That's like if you're working on a project and, like, you have a couple of, you know, fucking classmates or whatever who are just like, yo, I'm really just here because I have to be. And it's like, but it's a group project and you're getting graded based on participation of every person in the group. And it's like, if you're not really gonna help out, then that means I have to do more work, and I'm just not really down for that, my nigga, so I'm gonna need you to exit stage left, please. So, you know, you get a lot of people dragging you down and stuff like that. But anyway, to kind of go back to what I was saying, when I got out of high school and I was, like, picking colleges and stuff like that, my dad was like, maybe check this one out. Maybe check this one out. Oh, and here's this other one. And he gave me a brochure to, like, this music film school, okay? And, like, they had music, they had film, and they had video game programs, right? Where basically you go for X amount of time, you get a degree or whatever in a chosen field. I was like, oh, man, that's cool. That was probably one of the shittiest things, like, I've ever decided to do, was even, like, instead of telling him, hey, I don't know what it is that I want to do, I want to try something else, I basically went along with it for a while, and then when I finally got enrolled in the school and everything, because he could tell that there was a lot of pushback. When there was like doing the FAFSA stuff, which is the federal student aid, he was just adamant about like, you know what, we're going to have to really do this. You just give them all your information, blah, 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 blah. This is a good opportunity for you. And I'm like, I mean, I guess, like, I wasn't hyped about going to this school at all. So, you know, it was just one of those things where I was like, you know what, I'll give it a little bit and then I'll just decide, hey, you know what, this isn't for me. So, and then I was just kind of going with it for a cool minute. And like, I probably made it 3 months in, and then I found, what was it? Audio design for film. So basically it was like our film scoring class, right? Where we basically create sound effects, Foley, do ADR. Like it was all audio, like inspired for film. So I got a taste a little bit of that. And then I met up with some film students and they taught me, you know, about like Final Cut and about like iMovie and shit like that. This was like early primitive days. Okay. This was before your boy had access to Adobe. Okay. So that kind of got me to think like, man, maybe I should have gone to film instead of music. But then I started producing music, and then getting out of school was really difficult because that's not exactly a field that like hires based on paperwork. It's hires based on who you know. So that was a really difficult situation for me to jump into, especially because I wanted to do film after, and I was basically like certified to be an audio engineer, and it was like, okay, it is very difficult to get in those niches because in order to get into the edit bays and the dub rooms and stuff like that in professional settings, you have to already have like X amount of years. So you know what? I was set up from the get-go. Like it was just not gonna go my way at all. Like he said, bro, can you listen to the Borderline is fire in my opinion. Okay. Anyway, so I was kind of set up from the get-go to almost fail. But I guess what kind of ended up happening was, which, by the way, guys, I still consider the situation I'm in right now, as we speak, failing. Because not only have I made a very small amount of dollars from my degree professionally, it's just not, it wasn't the move for me. I mean, it did like inspire me to learn how to edit, you know, get really good at producing music and how to remix music. And I was DJing for a minute. And I got into a whole bunch of other avenues that were great that I probably would not have gotten into if I didn't go to that school and realize I wasted a lot of my time. So, you know, with that said, when it comes to dealing with your parents, you can either be very, very passive about it, which I don't recommend. Don't ever do that. I know the cultural backgrounds are different based upon different like family members and where you're from and stuff like that. But you know what, man? If you're going to live your life, you have to live your life, okay? Your parents aren't going to pay your bills for you forever, okay? Your parents aren't going to be able to help you make a decision on somebody that you go on a date with, okay? I mean, they can, but then that's weird. You probably don't want to do that. That's not something you want to get into. It's like, you can only support yourself, you know what I mean? So when you become a full-fledged adult and you're responsible for your own shit, your parents are not, they're just like, oh, well, we helped you get here. And if you're doing something that you dislike, then it's like, what the fuck? What did I even do with my fucking life? Because you don't want to turn around, look back, and do a progress check, and you did nothing. You did nothing fun. You have nothing to show for it. Like, that is the worst fucking thing. And then you're just sitting there with all this regret in your chest, and there's probably nothing heavier in this world than regret. Like, when you regret doing something, it just stings and it sits with you and it bothers you every single day. There's a shit ton of stuff I regret. I regret that some of the shit I did, but they were worthwhile lessons that I needed to learn in order to get on the path to go where I actually want to go. So for a minute, my dad was very supportive in me just not going to college at one point in time and just pursuing acting and like doing voice acting and stuff like that. And he was really like invested in me. Like he was like, yo, whatever it is you want to do, boom, boom, boom. The only thing was I felt pressured because he had introduced this option to me that I felt like I was obligated to do. So my life would have turned out totally different if I just would have decided to just double down and just be like, fuck it, Dad, I'm going to be an actor. So that would have been something. I probably would have been a lot further than I am now. I probably would have my own place and at least, I mean, my car is nice, but like I'd have a nicer car, and I probably wouldn't struggle as much. Anyway, so what I'm saying is once again, there's two ways that you can handle it, one way that you should. Your parents have to understand that you are going to live your life regardless. And I understand that in certain households, once again, the culture is different. You can't exactly tell your parents what you're going to do. There are no opinions in this house. If you're going to live under my house, you have to live by my rules, this, that, and the other thing. And it's like, yo, eventually, you are going to throw me out of this house. You are either going to throw me out or I'm going to voluntarily leave. Either way, I can't be here forever. Okay? So I need to figure out what it is that I want to do in this world and why I want to do it and make a move from there. That is probably the only thing that you can really tell your parents. And like, once again, parents are going to be combative no matter what because they want you to always make the safe decisions. But guess what, mom and dad? Not everything in this world is a safe decision. I could go outside right now and get hit by a fucking car. This shit happens, okay? These are things that happen. So if I end up going to this college to be a doctor because it's a safe route and it's good money, but I really have a passion for video games and I want to make video games for a living, but you want me to be a doctor? Nah, I can't. I can't do that. Because once again, if you go outside and you get hit by a car, and let's not say you die, right? Let's say you are now crippled and your hands are fucked up. It's like Doctor Strange. Your hands, your shit is just all fucked up, okay? There is no possible way that you are going to be a not successful doctor, but you're not going to be the best doctor that you could have been had you just waited a few more minutes before you went outside. You see what I mean? And now you definitely can't be a game designer because, I mean, you probably could. I mean, if you're really good at drawing and shit like that. I don't know. There's tons of shit that you can do with game design, game production. Shit, you could actually be a producer without using your hands. You could have no ligaments whatsoever and be a good game producer because all a game producer does is what a movie producer does. He puts the puzzle pieces together and allows everybody else to do all the hard work. So you get a game director, you get a guy who basically, he's like, yeah, I can take a story and tell my team how to make it an actual thing. That is what a game director is for. So the producer is responsible for going to get that person. And you're also responsible for getting the writers together, getting the designers together, getting all the people, the developers, everybody that makes the character models and shit like that. You bring those people together and you work out the budget and you put everything together. So if you're the producer, you can literally just grab a bunch of friends that all work on video games and they're good at drawing and stuff like that. And you put them all together. Guys, let's make a video game. And that's how you do it. It's the same thing when you're making a movie. You get a bunch of actors that you know, you get a bunch of people who write stories, and you can be the director and the producer because you know how to take this from paper to screen. So that is essentially what your job is. So if you're interested in doing something like that, and your parents are telling you you should be a doctor, you should be a police officer, you should be a firefighter, you should be a lawyer because they make really good money. They make really good money if you can land a fucking job, okay? If you can land a job as a lawyer, like a successful lawyer, you could potentially make a lot of money. Potentially. But if you're a fucking idiot and you have absolutely no passion for law whatsoever and you're just kind of doing it just to do it, you're going to be a pretty shitty lawyer because you don't want to be there. Because you don't want to deal with clients. Because you don't want to defend somebody. Because you don't want to be on the opposition of possibly sending somebody to jail or civil suits or taking somebody's kids away. These are the type of things that you run into when you are a fucking lawyer. So it's like if you have no interest in doing any of that shit, yeah, you get into fiery debates every now and then. So if you're interested in that, but guess who also gets into fiery debates? A fucking YouTuber, okay? So you can do a lot of stuff. And so when it comes to dealing with negative family members and people that are around you, you need to cut it off. And I mean, sometimes it's not even so much like I can't talk to you anymore, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes you literally sit there with just this look on your face. Just, okay. Okay. That is your ultimate weapon against something like that, is the word okay. Because that's all you got. It's all you can use, and hopefully they understand, and you'd be like, well, we really think you should do this, then, that, and the other. Okay. Because at the end of the day, you're going to have to make the moves for yourself, for your passion. And honestly, guys, That's the only thing that moves you forward. Okay? And yes, of course, it's part of the 3 C's. If you wanted to be a lawyer because it's good money, bro, handle it. Get the cash if that's what you are truly passionate about. Okay? Do it for the clout. Sometimes you got to do some free shit. Sometimes you got to do it so that way your parents keep you under their roof and keep paying for your bills and stuff like that. Keep paying your phone bill, making sure you have food on the table. That is part of clout. Okay? But ultimately, remember, the biggest of the 3 is doing shit for the culture. Okay? Not just the people around you, not just the people that come after you, but what you believe in yourself. That is that whatever you personally believe is part of your culture, whatever you identify with. Like I identify with nerd culture, movie culture, actor culture, some weeaboo culture almost. Okay, these are different, 4 different scenarios, and I probably have like 12 that I identify with. But whatever it is that you want to be personally a part of, that is a form of your culture. And you let them know that this is who I am as a person, because really, the worst thing your parents can do is murder you. That is the worst thing you can do. If they were gonna murder you, they probably wouldn't have had your ass in the first place. I'm just saying. So they'll probably kick you out of the house, yell at you all the time, lecture you all the time. And if you're willing to put up with that shit so that way you can achieve your fucking dream, hey man, sometimes you gotta get a little dirty. You gotta get your knees a little dirty in order to get to the position that you want to get to. Okay, so I understand. Once again, parents, very, very difficult situation. You got aunts, you got uncles, you got brothers, you got sisters, all trying to yap at you and tell you what the fuck to do and stuff like that. Sometimes you just black that shit out. I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna live my life to the best of my ability, because only you are responsible for you. That's it. So, and I'm not knocking anybody who wants to be a lawyer, a doctor, a police officer, a fireman, a fucking astronaut. I think that would be dope, actually, if you wanted to be an astronaut. Props to you, buddy, because that's space, and I like to keep my feet on the ground, okay? So, no thanks. That's not for me. And so, you're going to have a situation where you just want to do you. He said, but the stress on you... Listen, man. You're young. You got to deal with the stress, man. And stress is really, honestly, the best way to handle stress is to look at it differently. The way that I handle stress and anxiety is that is your body trying to tell you that it's ready for a challenge, okay? Don't think of it as, oh, woe is me, I'm stressed out because people are trying to come at me left and right with shit. No. That is a challenge. That is the universe throwing challenges at you. That is basically saying, oh, you want to achieve your dream, huh? Let me throw these challenges at you. The sooner you get these obstacles out of the way, the sooner you can get to where you're going. So if you want to be a big famous YouTuber or whatever, bro, and your parents are telling you, nah, you can't do that, that's not a real job, that is an obstacle. That is an obstacle that the universe is throwing at you to be like, so if you want to be a YouTuber, you got to deal with your parents' bullshit. Okay, cool, I'm gonna hop over that hurdle. That's not that hard. I'm just gonna do me and ignore them. Boom. And then so now you gotta deal with, oh, but you also have financial issues because you can't afford to get capture cards, cameras, and lights, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, I'll start a lemonade stand. Boom, there you go. You're over that hurdle. And next thing you know, if you're put in that work and that determination, you will get to where the fuck it is that you want to go. I promise you, okay? The universe wants you to win. It conspires for you to win. You just have to be willing to be creative in your answers and figure out how you're going to maneuver around that. Because to be honest with you guys, your parents are going to bug you until the day they die. I promise you. Even after they die, they're going to find a way to bug you. Okay? I fucking promise you. Parents are put on this planet to protect and house you and clean you, clothe you, shit like that. That's what parents are for. To bring you into this world. Then eventually, you become an adult. You're not exactly at the stage where you become a parent yet, but as an adult, you shape your future and the future of those around you. So if you got shitty parents, bro, that is an ultimate challenge right there. Because if you want to do something that's so outrageous, you want to be a famous movie star or this, that, and the other thing, whatever the fuck it may be, but you got shitty parents, that is the ultimate challenge. Once you get over that, there is almost literally nothing that can stop you. So just take that into consideration, that it's about your thinking, okay? It's about your perspective. So if you look at stress and anxiety and all that other shit differently, just like I do, okay? It took a lot of therapy to get to this point, okay? A lot. Even now, I'm still very active in going to therapy and shit like that and seeing my life coach and shit. So, if you can figure out how to get around these hurdles and just change your thinking of stuff. Thank you, my boy, Data Nest, for the follow. Good looking out, man. So, you know, if you can figure out how to get around these obstacles, you will win. That is your goal. Your goal is to win and achieve whatever dreams you may have. So, you know, that's the best thing I got for you guys. And so I know I've taken up 20 minutes of talking about that, and it took me like 10 minutes to do the intro. So if there's anything else you guys want to talk about, throw that in the chat. I also want to say rest in peace to my boy, Stephen Hawking, okay? I know absolutely nothing about Stephen Hawking, and I'm not about to sit here and pretend that I wasn't flipping through his Wikipedia page moments before I started today's live show just to see if I can get a familiar idea of you know what he's responsible for. But I think it was like he's not an astrophysicist, but whatever the fuck Stephen Hawking is responsible for, good on that motherfucker. Thank you. You just the fucking wheelchair thing. Yo, after this, I'm gonna feel real stupid because I'm gonna have comments like, Stephen Hawking's responsible for this, that, and the other thing. Like I was supposed to already fucking know that shit. Go fuck yourself, okay? You don't even know what the fuck Stephen Hawking is responsible for because you're in high school. You're supposed to know. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. Just gotta handle everything with as much positivity as you possibly can, guys. That is it. That is the only thing that you can do to combat all of the negative energy that you have. Now, I know every single scenario is different. Every single person's parents are different. Every single living situation is different. Some people don't have their parents. Some people are in like foster care and stuff like that. Some people are living with their aunts, their uncles, their grandmas, you know. Some people are already in their 30s and just like living with their girlfriend and stuff like that, and they're really just trying to make a shift, but you can't necessarily do it in your 30s. It's hard. It's very hard because you go from a fucking day job to wanting to make $0 trying to be a fucking YouTuber. But where there's a will, there's a way. And where there's a way, there's multiple fucking challenges. I promise you. There's absolutely nothing in this world that is going to come to you easy. It's just really not. Especially if it's something that you really want. If it's something that you really truly want, it's probably going to have more obstacles than anything you will ever try to achieve in your entire life. But it's your life. You only get one at bat. You only get one. So, what I suggest is that you look your parents in the face and you let them know, hey, I want to try this thing. It may not be for me. It might be for me. But I want to achieve a dream. And I don't think going to law school is going to be the way to do that. Because law school and all that other shit, let me give you the real secret. You can fuck up from 14 all the way to 31. Okay? I'm going to give you permission. Okay? Shadow Skull, thank you for the follow, my boy. Good looking out. You can fuck up. I give you the permission. Okay? And if your parents are like, fuck that YouTube guy that you're listening to. Okay, let me tell you. First of all, I'm probably making more than both of your parents combined. And if not, I'm happier than both of your parents combined. And they're fucking each other. So, I'm fucking myself. Wait. Hold up. Anyway, so from 14 to 31 is just a huge window of just trying to figure out what the fuck your dream is and how to achieve it. Okay? So, if you waste that time, there is no getting that time back. I mean, you can go after 31. Like, when you turn 32 and you just keep going on with your life and you're trying to achieve your dream, yeah, you can do that. It's possible. It's a lot harder. A lot harder. Because you don't have as much time on your hand, like physical time on your hand. You now have built yourself into a life of responsibility because by the time you're 30, you probably accidentally got a chick pregnant. Or on purpose. Some people do that shit on purpose. I didn't know that. I just assumed everybody was an accident. Anyway, so what I'm really trying to say is that is your window of time to make as many mistakes as you can and learn as many lessons as you can. Because you will never get that time back. I promise you. You will never. I mean, unless you find a lamp, a magic lamp or something. But if you do, please wish for my life back because, fam, I'm just saying. I need it. I need that shit back. Anyway, without getting any more, like, off track. That is your time to screw up and learn and scab up your knees and shit. Because you can always, and this is the argument I want you to use. You can always do practical later. Practical will always exist. There will always be day jobs out there. There will always be just jobs that nobody wants. There will always be lawyers. There will always be fucking firefighters and police officers and shit like that, unless they replace everybody with robots. But then that wouldn't make any fucking sense, and we're not nowhere near that. Okay, let's be rational here. There will always be practical. And that is literally what I want you to say to them. There will always be practical. Okay? You can go and try and achieve your dream, and if you fuck up and you make it to 32 and you're like, wow, at least I fucking tried. Now go be a lawyer. Now go figure it out. That's when you go do that, because all of that stuff's not going anywhere. You can easily get a desk job. You can easily, you know, do some fuck shit, you know, sell stuff, whatever. I mean, retail's always going to exist. Maybe not in the form that it exists today, but, you know, and also, sometimes you got to be real with yourself before you're real with your parents. Being an entrepreneur and achieving your dreams and doing certain stuff like that, that's not for everybody. It's really not. Sometimes your dreams change. They really do. You change your mind after a certain amount of time. You could potentially want to be a lawyer and you're not sure, but you're like, well, I want to be a YouTuber though. So you try out being a YouTuber and you realize you don't have what it takes. You don't have the work effort it takes. You don't have the necessary like smarts that it takes, because to be honest with you, it doesn't take much to learn anything in this world that you want to learn. We have access to Google. So if you really wanted to be a YouTuber, you could Google it. If you really wanted to be a lawyer, you could Google it. If you really wanted to like do X, Y, and Z, you could Google that shit. And then of course with being a lawyer, you have to go to law school. But you know, if you want to do all that shit, bro, there are so many opportunities in this world because, and it doesn't matter where you're from either. There are so many opportunities in this world because of the internet. So if you have a lack of money, yo, figure it out. The internet is a great place to make money. You can sell shit, you can borrow shit, you can steal shit, which I don't recommend that last one. And you can figure it out. It's not that hard. So what I guess the moral of today's story, guys, be bold with who the fuck you are. All right? And just know that you can always do practical, and parents will always be in the way. Okay? Always. They are not going anywhere. You just gotta do you, and do you the best that you can, because every single day that goes by is another missed opportunity if you just let it go. So let's see, what's James talking about? So tell me what you want, what you really, really want, and let me tell you what I want, what I really, really want. Okay, so for me in particular, and I don't think anybody's gonna stop me, is eventually I'm gonna get off YouTube, and I feel like that's gonna hurt a lot of people. But my goal is YouTube is the new driving force for resumes, basically. So my resume is thick as fuck. I have so much shit on my resume. I have to pick and choose like dates that work and dates that don't work. I've done so much shit. My girlfriend, my ex, she's done way more than me, like way more, okay? So her resume is thick. Ooh, it's thick, all right? But YouTube is the new wave. YouTube and online media and stuff like that. So it doesn't matter what it is that I want to do. Right now, I'm on this wave of I want to be an actor, a voice actor, director, producer. Okay? That's the wave that I'm on right now. So thick or thick? Thick, Deacon. Thick. Extra thick. Okay? That's the wave that I'm on right now. Is I'm on this creative, like, let me just do what I'm going to do wave. And so the best way for me to support that, and I'm going to give you guys the tech. I'm going to tell you guys exactly what it is that I'm doing. I'm going to give you the secret sauce, if you will. Okay? So for me, I have my day job. My day job is part to full-time. I put in 35 to 40 hours a week. I get a few paid days off. I work from home. My boss is really lenient. Let me tell you how much bullshit I had to go through to achieve all four of those things. A fuck ton. A fuck ton of bullshit to get through, to get to this like spot that I'm at. Okay, and I know a lot of people, they're just like, oh man, it must be so nice to work from home. Let me tell you how the fuck it's not. Okay, working from home is bullshit. I fucking hate it. It's disgusting. It's awful. Okay, because it makes you lazy. It makes you complacent. Not only that, you lose track of time. So in your comfort space, why are you trying to mix that up with work? That's stupid. That's just dumb. Because then you start mixing fun and work and play and responsibility, and it's just, you get all fucked up. I promise you get fucked up. So don't do that shit. If you ever get anything like, oh yeah, you can work from home, telemarketing, this, that, and the other thing, or you know, doing some random shit from home, don't do that shit. Don't do that shit. You're gonna lose fucking discipline. I promise you, you will. Okay? So, that's my day job. My second job is I'm an actor. So, from time to time, I'll go on Craigslist, or I'll go on, my dad is calling me. I'm gonna call him back. So, from time to time, I do paid gigs. Sometimes I do free gigs. Sometimes I do paid voice acting gigs. Sometimes I do free voice acting gigs. It's all about like pushing the narrative and increasing my resume, making it thicker. You know what I mean? Thicker. So I do that. And that's extra money on the side. I also do YouTube. YouTube probably brings me about $50 to $100 a month based on how many views I get. And that's just from AdSense. That's not even from like anything else. And I mean, that's great. My other job is I do Postmates on the side. So when I need some extra cash and I know I'm going to be broke next week, I start doing Postmates. Okay? And so in my car, which gets really good gas mileage, I can turn $20 to $100 in 2 days. So that's a little bit more revenue. Also, and here's the deep secret sauce, okay? I make money for my audience, okay? So the Canon culture stuff I be selling, the Sama Sancta stuff I be selling, all of that stuff is revenue, okay? So that way I can buy equipment and live. So, because if I didn't live and I didn't buy food, I would die. And if I die, then who's going to bring you episodes of Canon Culture? Deacon? Come on now. Deacon can't. No. Absolutely not. Then, next thing you know, Deacon's going to change his name and he's going to paint his skin. Oh my God. Deacon blackface confirmed. Oh my God. Anyway, so I'm doing all this stuff. And then there's Patreon. And then there's you know, like all my other entrepreneurial stuff, like you know, just selling shit out of my fucking room. Like I have a bunch of VHS tapes here. Hold on, let me show y'all some of this shit. Let me just show y'all, and then I gotta end today's show. This is one that I have not been able to sell yet. Aladdin and the King of Thieves, and it's a you know, pretty good condition VHS. Don't nobody want to buy this shit, but there are some that people do want to buy, and that's how I've been making money. I've just been finding like fucking tapes and shit all over the place and just selling them on eBay, bro. Like, it's just, it is what it is. And where there is a will, there is a way, and where there's a way, there's fucking dust in the air, and where there's dust in the air, there's obstacles that you have to jump over. So there is absolutely, in this day and age, there's absolutely no reason why you can't find something on sale on Amazon. Let me actually give you guys another tech right now. I'm gonna give it away right now. Invest in Humble Bundle. Not only do you invest in Humble Bundle, go onto Reddit and go to the Game Deals subreddit, subscribe to that, turn the email notifications on, turn your text messages on, and then also go to G2A, sign up for that, Kingwin, sign up for the newsletter and everything like that. Sign up for all of those shits. So every time there's a deal on a game that you know is going to be pretty popular, buy that shit, then sell the code. It's not that hard. I bought Metal Gear 5 not too long ago, and it was like $9. And then, so the sale that I bought it from ended, and now it's at $20 again. Sold the code on G2A for 20 bucks. I made almost a $10 profit. So, really, there's almost no excuse. And you can do this type of stuff without any type of training or practice or whatever. Go on Amazon, see something that's on sale, then go onto the Facebook Marketplace, because Facebook.marketplace has like a place where you can sell stuff to people on Facebook, okay? And you can ship it to them, they'll send you money, there's Venmo, there's PayPal, there's Cash App, there's a bunch of shit that you can use to sign up to get money, okay? And you start slanging shit. You notice something is $9 here, but $20 over here, buy that shit for $9, sell it for $20, okay? Boom, you're done. Flip that shit. It's not that hard. So that is how you solve the financial part. So if anybody had any questions about solving financials, I literally just gave you the answer. But anyway, today's episode is running long, but I'm going to try and hurry up and give you guys the rest of the tech. So anyway, what I do with all of this money is I have to pay my car note, I have to pay rent, I have to pay my car insurance, I have to pay my health insurance, I have to pay my fucking phone bill, gotta pay the electric bill, gotta pay the fucking water bill, gotta pay the fucking heat bill, which I guess is technically electric, so we're going to take that one out, but then I'm sure I can come up with something else. Then I also have monthly subscription service. I got iTunes, I got Spotify, I got Netflix, I got Hulu. So these are all things that are essential to my fucking life. So you could see how shit would get pretty expensive. And then that's not even including if I want to play a new video game this month, or if I want to rent something, or go out and have some fun, or even eat. Eating is expensive, because we always forget about eating. So, you know, it is what it is, man. And I want you guys to know that this show has always been pushing the Canon forward, and I will always help whatever I can do. Okay? So, don't let your parents stop you. Don't let your family members stop you with all their fucking negativity and shit like that. They are not responsible for the shit that you do. For the shit that you are going to be responsible for later on in life. Okay? But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, your boy is out of here. This has been your boy JustJaySama. Make sure you guys go and follow me on Twitter at @just_Jared. You guys can also follow me on Instagram. I think it's JustJared_. All of that stuff is in the description, so you guys can scroll down, take a look at that. So thank you guys for watching today. We will be back with another episode on Friday. If you want to submit any topics, questions, things that you need advice on, whatever, the new Broly trailer, you want to submit that, you can always do that. Send that to me on Twitter, or you can also submit in my Discord, which there is a link down in the description. And also, one last plug, if you guys want, you guys can donate money to the Patreon. It's more like a subscription service at this point, because I'm going to start offering some stuff. And I think what I'm going to do is Patreon exclusive content, so I'm going to start doing that. And also, if you want to kind of supersede that, you can get your Sama Sanctum gear. It's currently available. Okay, there is a link down in the description. If you want, you can also get your Canon Culture Series 1 gear. That's teespring.com/canon- the word culture and the number 1. Anyway, this has been your boy JaySama. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. And I'll see you guys next time. Make sure to keep it canon.